Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi,
Welcome
Marty.
to the Accountability Podcast. I'm Marty Keller here in Sacramento with our guru, John Donovan in Oceanside. And today we welcome back our friend and colleague, Dan Gutierrez. And
Afternoon.
Dan has something he wants to share with us. Dan, what's going on?
I've been working really hard on owning my truth, in the moment, and I've been experiencing all this experience that I have prior to coming onto the podcast. Prior to doing anything, I have this sensation in my body that I get activated. I started calling it nervousness, and then it's anxiety, and then
17 items, voice line,
and then it became fear. And then those words weren't resonating for me. And so yesterday I just kept at it. And so, like I said, I started out with tension, and I got to fear, and no, that's not what it is. And then it's like terror. Oh, we're getting close. And then my life is on the line here. I'm about to experience something so traumatic that I might die. And I go, I'm getting real close. And then all of a sudden, I'm a victim of emotional violence. And, the word trauma just doesn't cut it. But when I experienced the reality, it felt like a bell had just been rung and my whole body was fucking vibrating. And it's just like, that is what it is. My body's resonating with what the fuck that is. Emotional violence encompasses a huge amount of behavior. It's not just abandonment. It's not rejection. It's not just criticisms. It's sarcasm. It's being told I'm not good enough. I need to be somebody else. Having shoes thrown at you. Being hit with wooden spoons. Gaslighted. And it's just like, holy fuck. Woo! It's still got legs. I have love confused with emotional violence. Oh man.
In that feeling state, Daniel, what do you want to change it to? Let's change it as you're in this feeling state.
Love equals acceptance.
There you go.
Valued. Compassion.
Kindness.
Belonging.
Yeah. And if you don't mind my tediousness about this, would you be willing to say to me now, love equals, and then all those things?
For me, now love equals acceptance, compassion, being valued, being appreciated for who I am, not who I have to be. Love equals being okay with me. So the reason I came today is because yesterday I spent, I don't know, an hour running around my house crying, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's still there. And it's like, you know, that bell got rang, and it's just like a good bell. It keeps on ringing. The tone just keeps on going. You don't have to strike it but once, and it just rings. Woo. It's there, man. And it's been finally allowed to express itself.
Wow.
There's, this is what I've been working so hard for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm healing in this moment, even though it doesn't look like it.
Correct. Yeah.
My body knows what it needs, and it's just, I just let it go and do what it does. Be present to it and just let it go.
Well, if I could say something now. In my experience of this, when I felt the immensity of the impact of the, you know, we call it family of origin dysfunction, childhood trauma, when I could say what it was, which was emotional, verbal, physical,
It's all that.
and then feel that what I call that this, are you kidding me, anger, that was not okay, and be able to express, wow, that hurt, that was not okay, and it is my intent to hold myself in high regard. That's mine. It is my intent to know that I am lovable, because my parents showed me that I, as a being, was not lovable. So no, to me now, I am lovable. It is my intent to know that I'm lovable, to embody my lovability. And then the next time somebody in my current reality comes at me with an emotional quirk or sarcasm, whoa, no, that hurts. I don't like that. That's not okay with me, because I've taken back my power from it. Right. Without feeling it deeply and specifically. It's like, now I know that instead of asking people to treat me that way, from my subconscious, I can now go, oh, in this moment, that hurts. That is fracturing. That's upsetting. No, please don't do that. And if you can't, I need to remove myself so I can set a healthy boundary. And people hear it. They hear it, and they either do it again, I set the boundary, or I leave, or I do what I need to do to protect myself. I become proactive. Before that moment, I was reactive.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Wow.
it's, I mean, I've already had that experience. You know, I went back to the 3rd or 4th grade, and I had an experience where, you know, I'm the square peg and everybody's trying to pound me into the round hole. I can't sit still. You're asking me to sit still. And now you're going to come over here, yank me out of my chair and take me to the back room and isolate me, shame me, all trying to get me to behave the way you think I should. Exactly. So I went back there, and I told that lady that you're not going to treat him like that. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go one better. I'm going to take him out of your classroom.
There you go. And for clarity's sake, for people listening to that's an inner child journey, a soul retrieval, where you go back in the incident of your childhood as your adult self and then reframe it. You stick up for yourself. You give that little child what it needs to say no, or this is not fair. And what I heard you say you did, which was remove them from the situation, which is loving parenting, is your loving parent coming to your little child's rescue instead of putting your little child time after time after time in the face of emotional abuse, not knowing that
No,
you don't know how to say no. You haven't healed that. You haven't expressed that, and healing and expressing sometimes is the same thing. That hurt. No, that was not okay. That's not fair. You stop.
yeah,
And
it's like, I'm not
right.
gonna, I'm gonna, yeah, it's like, you don't see the gift that he is, and I'm not gonna allow that anymore.
Correct. Wow. Wow. Well spoken. You do not see the gift that he is. Wow. I like that, Daniel. I'm going to use that. You do not see the gift that this little boy is. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so the other day I was watching TV and YouTube, and I was watching some stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, I got this thought. It's like, why are you watching this? You should be doing something else. And I'm going, fuck that. I'm curious. And as soon as I said that, the bell rang again. And it's like, yeah, where'd that come from? Well, okay. I mean, it showed up, and it's like, okay. It wasn't okay for me to feel curious as a child.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God.
Curiosity meant translated into misbehaving.
Yes.
And it's like, I cannot not be curious. That's who I am.
Exactly.
And it's just like, wow. Fuck this. I'm going to watch what I want to watch.
Yeah.
But that's, and that's what this process has done for me, I mean, what's my truth? And it just started down that road until the bell rang. And I think the fact that I've been working back at Man Alive there, each group, we go over the types of violence, and then it's just, the realization is that's how I was treated.
Yes. And for clarity's sake, I would like to go over the types of violence. You could do that, Daniel, or in fact, I would actually like to hear.
Types of violence. There are. I'm familiar with 6 of them, and they have the categories. Emotional violence is the number 1, and that represents 75% of the violence that's committed. Emotional violence is when I redefine your reality. I tell you you're not worthy. I make fun of you. I create an emotional impact in your body based on my experience of myself. I know what hurt me, so I know what I'm going to do to hurt you, and that'll trigger a response. It'll get your attention, and I'm trying to change your behavior.
Yep.
I'm trying to make you stop doing what you're doing, so I don't feel this way. The program says it's space, time, energy, and material. When I monopolize or I control any of those, if your partner's wanting to sleep in the room, I come in and I turn the radio or TV on, and I do it on purpose. Time, when I say I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time, and I consciously and purposely don't show up on time, I'm trying to communicate that I'm the one in charge. You're dependent upon me. You need to do what I tell you. Energy. It's where I can withhold, I can withdraw. I'm sucking the energy out of the room. Matter, when I control the checkbook, the car keys, your access or my partner's access to friends, family, safety. That's all emotional violence. And it shows up as a feeling inside that person's body. That's the emotional part. I'm experiencing feelings.
Mhm.
And then we have verbal violence. You know, how do I use my voice as a weapon? I yell at you. I change the tone of my voice. I don't talk to you when I know you want to talk to me. I dismiss you. When I threaten you, when I objectify you, I call you a name. I turn you into an object. When you're an object, you're not my equal, so I can treat you badly because you're not a human being at that point. And trivializing. You know, when to me, that's another way of gaslighting someone. You don't feel that way. Come on. How can you feel that way? Here, let me tell you how to feel. This is the way you should feel here. And repetitive enough times, pretty soon people start to doubt their own feelings. And yeah, I mean, that's huge. So there's many variables. But when I use my voice as a weapon, I also triggered an emotional component. All the forms of violence are trigger an emotional component.
Mhm.
What else? We have physical violence around. This is where I slam the door, slam the books down on the counter, I throw the dishes in the sink, I punch holes in the wall, I kicked a little yappy dog. You know, have a discussion and all of a sudden I got to clean my knife and we're arguing and I'm cleaning my knife. Well, the shotgun needs to be cleaned again every time we have this argument. And all this is done to communicate that, you see, I'm breaking these things. I'm destroyed the TV. I broke the coffee table. The message I'm sending you is you need to stop doing what you're doing because this is your last warning. You see what I'm doing to this, you're next. Which in turn triggers the emotional violence again. And then there's physical direct, where I actually lay hands on you. I hit you with something, run you over the car, stab you with a knife, choke you out, beat on you, kick you, spit on you. Any myriad of forms, burn you, pull your hair, poke your eyes. And then we have sexual violence, which is gender specific, where I use physical sexual violence, physical direct. I physically rape you, or I do emotional violence by saying, you know, you look fat in those jeans. You know, sure you want to go out looking like that? Or I call you a name. I objectify you. Or I tell you I'm going to go sleep with your sister if you don't want to put out tonight. I bring home an STD and give it to you, knowing that I have it. There are a myriad of possibilities. And then the last category is I kill you. You know, that's the ultimate form of violence, is taking your life. And that definitely gives me a sense of power and control when I play God. And So for me, it's when I say, my truth is that I was a victim of emotional violence. That, yeah, I was coerced into behavior. I was coerced into doing things that with no explanation about. And it was painful.
Mm-hmm.
And I experienced that at a level that I didn't understand. It may be running in the background, but it leaks into the present moment.
Yeah.
A lot. And that in turn, when I feel unsafe, that's when my defenses go up, and then I start figuring out ways to keep you back, which in turn I do the emotional violence to you, keep you away. Because I don't understand why I'm doing it. I've just done it for so long. And having that experience, now I understand why that I eat to try to get rid of the experience of having this emotional trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But since yesterday, it's real clear that this is not something to be avoided. The solution is being in it.
Yes. Feeling it deeply.
Because I don't really want to hurt anybody. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt myself anymore.
Right. Wow. Daniel. Wow.
Oh. The answer lies right here in this moment. It's been waiting so long to have this moment.
Yeah. Wow, Daniel.
I could be here all day, just if I let it do that. I want to let it do that.
Would you be willing to explain, I'll let it do that?
I've opened the tap. I can turn the tap down and up, down and up.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, it's wide open, and I don't want to turn it off.
Right.
But there's I call it the Popeye moment. I can only stand so much, and I can't stand no more.
Right.
It's like, okay, all right, we'll turn it off, but we'll let it trickle. Just let it keep coming. And I have faith that my body will tell me when to stop. And I'm going to hang in there.
In the 12-step community, they have a saying, you can't heal it if you can't feel it. And what I'm hearing you say is you intend to feel this deeply, because you know that in the feeling of it, from where you're at, from your perspective, is the healing of it, is finally let out to be expressed and move through your body instead of being stuck in your body. through and out. And
Yep.
and then you intend what you're putting back in there, like acceptance, kindness, compassion. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I know how I feel on the other end of this when I stop. I feel happy. I feel great. And it's just like, you know, this has been in there so long.
Mm-hmm.
How do you love and approve of yourself? I give myself permission to be here as long as I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've also learned that what I used to call pain, it's not pain anymore.
No.
No, it's not. It may
Mm-mm.
look like pain, but it's not. It's healing. And I just have all these narratives around words. Based on nobody telling me, giving me the right information. This is what relief looks like.
Mhm.
And I used to call it discomfort, pain, torture. It is none of those things.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't do these things if they were those. It's because I didn't know I had no experience of the truth of it.
Yes.
I've been designed as a human being to experience this moment. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I've had this body and everything with no operating instructions or wrong.
Yep.
And I'm discovering my own operating instructions.
Yep.
And this comes from being able to understand what I want in life. If I didn't have the answer, if I never answered the question, what do I want? Why am I doing this? And, you know, I borrowed yours. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, I want to come to a greater understanding of who I am as a human being.
Yep.
And with acceptance. And this is what I've been asking for. This is what my body has been, or my soul. Yeah, that emotional violence is fucking soul murdering.
Yes.
Fuck
my
yeah. How can you fucking... This is what I have. This is the gift that I've been given, is to work through my shit,
Yeah.
my stuff. That's a gift of a lifetime. Whew.
Yeah.
Getting a little angry there.
And well deserved, and yes, angry. That's the experience of anger. Nobody got hurt. You didn't hurt or dismiss yourself. You were accepting of yourself in this whelming, this energy of how dare they, that's not okay, no more. And you know, Daniel, when I heard you say with deep feeling, I don't want to hurt people anymore, is where I got to, and it's like I couldn't say that unless I experienced my own pain, to know what it is and know what I've been inflicting on people my entire life. No, I refuse to do that to somebody else. I refuse to do that to somebody else. I don't care what my mind tells me about what they do and what they're not doing. It doesn't matter. No, I'm not.
No more.
No more. I'm done.
I mean, the program says, you know, when I commit an act of violence, I do the violence to myself first before I do it to someone else.
Yes. Yeah, I want everybody to know that the program he's referring to is the violence intervention program that he and I both went through, and now have developed this intentional living, violence cessation, loving parent information. Yeah. Daniel, hey, welcome home.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Oh my God.
Whew.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. There's just nothing wrong with it. It's just,
Yeah.
there's a belief that there is, and that's,
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. Yeah, so you know, I intend to create a world of acceptance, compassion, connection, and wisdom. And, you know,
I intend to create a world of acceptance, harmony, and unconditional love, allowing all of mankind to live and grow in peace and freedom.
yeah,
From this place comes vision, comes healing, comes a shift, and wow.
There's a quote that I just recently discovered at Man Alive. It was on the wall. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I will learn.
Right.
That's what this is for me.
Mm-hmm.
My involvement with myself has led me here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of seems clear now how all this works, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of clear to me too. And I know it works, and I'm going to continue to do it. Yes.
right.
Be accountable for my behaviors without blame or judgment. Feel, intend. I intend to be kind. I intend to be gracious.
Yeah.
Marty, to put you on the spot now, we all have a statement of intent, and the last line is creating a world of. Do you remember yours?
I intend to create a world of joy, peace,
Yeah.
freedom, and community.
There you go. So, looking at three men with a purpose and an intent, and it's impactful. It's like, yes, we're going to do this.
We are doing it.
Yeah, we are doing it right now. It's like, I can't wait for people to see this.
Yeah, it's time for me to stop. Let's talk about the weather.
It's nice here in San Diego. It's a little bit chilly. Yeah, we're on the chilly side. We're down in the low 60s, maybe mid 60s.
Oh, I
We
thought
got
you were
this
talking about
jacket
the
weather.
emotional weather. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Ah,
Well, one thing I'd like to just throw in, if I could, to give Dan a chance to rest here for a second,
yeah.
is what I've learned in getting in touch with that original pain and creating this new intention and intending to create a world of joy, peace, freedom, community. It's not about getting rid of problems. It's not about getting rid of challenges. It's not about getting rid of difficulty. It's about allowing all those things to arise in this new environment. So that, for example, when I went to the doctor the other day and I've got this little weird thing going on in my throat. And of course, in my crazy mind, I've got throat cancer and so forth, but I didn't have anxiety. It was just, I had more curiosity. It's like, well, this is new. Wonder what this is. And so I intend to create a world of peace and freedom. That's the way I experience this thing that could be a health challenge, rather than my old way of doing things, which would be to obsess and generate fear and anxiety. And I'm not saying it's that way all the time, but I do notice that because of the tools and because of this program, whenever I have those states arise, they either don't last, or if they threaten to last, I get on the phone or I go to a meeting and I get help.
Yeah.
I ask for help. Help me remember who I really am. I'm feeling I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah.
And
I would.
that's the community part. I intend to create a world of joy, peace, freedom. That's experience in my body, and community, which is the way I reconnect to that whenever it's not there.
Right. I would wake up some mornings before my recovery with a little tickle or stuffy nose, and then within 5 minutes, I had myself in a coffin in a carriage and white horses and people crying, and it's like I went to catastrophe right off the bat. It's like, yeah.
And we've been having a conversation in our Rusty Nail meetings about the relationship between physical health and psychological and mental health. And so what I discover in this situation that I just described, this little weird thing in my throat, is I'm more curious than anything. And so I discovered that I had an endoscopy a couple of weeks ago, actually in December, and they actually noticed this little swelling thing, and they didn't think of it as a problem. So I got information about the actual physical condition, and now I'm in the inquiry about healing it. And it's like, oh, okay. And I just don't have that catastrophizing thought, feeling rat race that otherwise I would have had.
Yeah, Mike's, I don't know, there's a guy called Stephen Porges. And I've watched a bunch of his videos, and he talks about the body can't heal and grow at the same time and be stressed. And I don't know, that stuck with me. And that's what this constant agitation or this there's been a lot of energy that has I've been using to quell it. Huge amount of energy.
Yeah, that's where the addiction, codependency, and avoidant behaviors, obsessive thinking, and compulsive behaviors come from. Yeah. What was that guy's name again?
Stephen Porges, Porges. That guy can speak so concisely that all you have to do is listen to him once and you understand a really complex complex system like the nervous system. Maybe a little dry, but I've never heard anybody speak like he does.
Yeah, he does. I just looked him up. He does polyvagal theory.
Yeah,
And that's the
yeah,
nerve that
absolutely.
runs out of the brain down and connects all your body parts. And that's the when your body's in stress, it's like it's a regulator. And in my early childhood, that regulating vagus nerve got traumatized, got hyper vigilant, got, oh my God, I can't be happy because then somebody's going to be mad at me if I'm laughing too loud. I can't be adventurous. What did you say? Curious. I can't even be curious because then I'm meddling or poking where I'm not supposed to. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the nervous system, central nervous system, or the whole nervous system learns to scan, uses your eyes, your ears, everything to scan for all those events that will elicit. For me, it's just the relationship too, is I'm going to experience all this emotional violence if I don't figure out how not to activate it somehow.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
And the crazy part is even that right there, I'm under stress, trying to think that if I can create no stress, then I will be okay.
Right.
But I'm under stress, looking for stress.
Yes.
So there is no relief.
Right. One of the things
It kind of makes sense now that I say it out of my mouth, but for 60 years, that made sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the alarm wouldn't be going off if it wasn't sensing something that the alarm would be going off about.
Let me give an example. People come into room saying, I feel anxious. And I say, oh, cool. Feel that, be with that. And they go, no, I don't want to feel anxious. And that's exactly what you're talking about. It's like, I feel anxious. Instead of listening to the anxiety, what's wrong? How's my environment? Am I too hot, too cold? Simplistically, but is there something in the room? Is there something that reminds me? Is what's going on? If I pay attention to the anxiety, it tells me the movement I need to get away from it. If I say I don't want to feel the anxiety, more anxiety comes because I haven't made myself safe, and it just compounds itself, and then we find ourselves in the hospitals all stressed out, wondering why we're sick.
Absolutely.
Well, one of the things that you taught me, John, and I think we talked about this on a previous podcast, it's also that state is ground zero for our inner children. And
yes,
our inner children are always that state is always trying to get us back there, because that's where safety is perceived to be, as a feeling state, not as an understanding, analyzed situation, but just as a feeling state. And one of the things that I picked up, Dan, from your share at the beginning, is that feeling state for most of us, and I'm one of those, was way more acute than I've gone through my life experiencing. It's only been recently, and as a matter of fact, as you know, Dan, it's from work that you and I have done together that I became aware of the magnitude of that stress-filled environment that I grew up in, and the depth of the pain that I'm hearing you express today, and the anger and the rage, which John Sarno says that contained rage is the parent of all chronic diseases.
Well, I like that.
Yeah,
it is.
So being able to feel it is the capacity to release it.
right.
And,
So
you know, and the thing I'm getting from you and several other people in our group that are doing similar work is that, unfortunately, from the perspective of our inquiring, curious minds, we don't know how long it's going to take for the body to fully release it. And so your intention or your willingness to sit with it until it's released seems to me to be the most powerful ingredient of healing. The capacity to sit with it until it's done.
The relationship I have with this is that, you know, it's one of those, why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening, right? And it's like, okay, how do I look at this? How have I looked at it? I've looked at it as a problem to get rid of. And thank God that this healing moment has been persistent and never fucking gave up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank God, until I understood what it was trying to tell me.
Yes.
And that's, you know, and that's, yeah, I don't know how that's the change.
Yep.
It's been waiting to be healed persistently and consistently. There's no, I guess apparently there's, you know, it's that insistent. It wants to be healed and it keeps coming. And I didn't understand what it was trying to tell me. I heard there's something wrong with me. I need to fix myself so I don't feel this way.
Correct.
Well, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm working the way I'm supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have the understanding.
Correct.
Until now.
Till now.
What a wonderful organism we are.
Yes, are we? We're perfection. That thing that you've been avoiding is your own call to love, and it would not leave you alone. It even upped
Exactly.
the ante. If you didn't listen to it, it would up the ante so you might pay attention to it. And luckily, you know, I paid attention to it when I did, because it was about ready to up the ante at a price I didn't want to pay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, there's nothing wrong with me. It's just, you know, it's the information that I'm using or have used. And
In the adult
I mean, that
children,
sounds so simplistic, but in the end, it is that simple.
Mm-hmm.
You can condense it down into that, but there's a whole lot of, it's a huge pot.
Yeah. Yeah. Convoluted, complex, complicated. Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
And to navigate that and, you know, instill or distill the essence out in the very end, what's really going on. You know, my curiosity has led me to this point. You know, I'm gonna try everything, and
Wow. Wow. Wow.
this is validation. I'm on the right track right here.
It is.
It is not, yeah. You know, I get it now. This is how the mind-body connection, how the interface starts to come into awareness. This is not pain. This is yes, this is healing, and just remember. Just remember. This is what being alive is. Yeah, this is great shit, man.
Yeah. When I bring up one of the four constants, which is move towards your pain, I can see and feel people repel, move back, like, no, I don't want to go into that pain. And then I hear myself saying, and I know this to be my truth, that I'm not talking about the pain I created by avoiding this pain. I'm talking about the original pain, which is, if I can get to it, if I can touch it, if I can taste it, feel it, it will simply morph into this healing moment and awareness moment. And I use the analogy of a buoy being tethered too low, and it's beneath the surface, and all of a sudden the chain breaks, and then you pop up into this new, oh my God, wind, light, air, people, oh my God. And there's I don't know who wrote this, Walt Whitman or Lewis. It's something about going on a journey, and when you finally get to the end of the journey, you arrive where you began, only everything is different. For the first time, you arrive to where you began for the first time. It's like, that's where the welcome home came from. It's like, oh my God.
T.S. Eliot.
T.S. Eliot, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's having a different perspective on the same situation.
Yep.
And based on my current reality, I see the same situation as moving. That's where, yeah, the problem has now become the solution.
Yep. That's a major perspective shift. And I want to offer that this place has been, for me, has been gotten to by becoming willing to be accountable for the behaviors that I didn't like about myself, becoming willing to own the character defects that I didn't want to see, didn't want to look at, didn't even want to realize that I was doing. If you'd asked me before I went to my own violence intervention class, are you violent, John? I would have told you, no, I'm not. No, I don't know what you're talking about. And then being willing to look at the different types of violence that was done to me, that I now am spitting on everybody around me, and then feeling the impact of that, which is the pain, this hurts, and then coming to that place where I saw you come to, and I know I've been, no, I refuse. I'm not, no, this hurts. I don't want to hurt other people because I know what it feels like to be hurt.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's just, one drop in the bucket here, one
Correct.
20 minutes at a time. Yeah, I still got to go put gas in the car and
do the laundry,
Chop the wood.
got the wood, carry water.
Go to the doctor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. From a different place.
Yeah, call my dad.
Get on the damn freeway.
Live in a world of people that are crazy, or
they're exactly where they're at, and
yeah, and it's not like there's nothing wrong with any of them.
Right.
It's just
no.
It's a world of people that are hungry for the same thing.
Yes. Wow.
Don't know how to get it.
Right.
Don't even know it exists.
And I call them oranges, and I get pissed off every time I don't get what I want, and I just keep going. Oranges, oranges, oranges. Don't you guys understand? I want apples when I say oranges? No.
If you love me, you would.
Yeah, if you let me, you'd understand.
Yeah. Don't you know that I yell at you means I love you?
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I heard a version of that growing up. Says this will hurt me more than this will hurt you.
And I'm only doing this because I love you.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
bullshit.
Or it's like, what are you crying for? There's nothing. There's no need for you to cry. Oh, you want something to cry about? I'll give you something to cry about. Well, wait a minute.
Wait, did we all have the same parents? Wow.
We grew up in the same culture.
Yeah.
You know, this is what this is what we deem that you need to learn so you can function in a controlled manner, and we all understand what things are going to be like.
So that you grow up to be a good boy.
Yeah.
And we're filling our prisons and our institutions and insane asylums and
Yep.
with people who want to be good.
Yep. Yeah.
I was thinking, Dan, as you were talking a few minutes ago about the rediscovery energy, is that line in the Adult Children of Alcoholics material. It talks about we will discover return to our original miracle state, and that's what just showed up for me when you were talking about that. It's like the miracle that we are has never left us, and that miracle
Right.
that we are is always calling to us back to manifestation. That's why I can say everybody I see in this world is hungry for this, because that's the human condition. That's not just me.
No.
That's all of us.
Yes, it is. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
And John, you shared, we haven't talked this line in a while, your observation about when I heal in this moment, we all heal. What's your phraseology?
When I do invocation around
Right.
a workshop or I call in the 4 directions and the ancestors. And when I call in the ancestors, I refer to them as a grandfather, grandmother, to be in the room with us, to assist us in this healing process, because I've been told and I believe that when I heal in this moment, all those who come before me are healed and all those who come after are healed. And I declare this a healing circle. And I get everybody to take a nice deep breath, because yeah, that's my truth. When I heal in this moment, my children are free to live their lives. They don't have to express this pain that I could not express. They get to have their life, and all the people who came before me who did what they did so that I could sit here with you and heal. They're relieved. They're validated. They're healed themselves. It's just amazing. Wow. Yeah. Thank you for asking me to say that again.
Well, that's the greater truth, that when we say I intend to learn more about myself, the self that I get to learn about is not got an end.
Mm.
And that self extends beyond this physical organism.
Yeah.
This self extends into all humanity. Why? I wrote a book about that.
Oh, hey, cool. We gotta get it out there.
I have a podcast about the book.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Oh, what did I miss?
Maybe we could have me on as a guest and I could talk about it.
Ah,
Oh, there you go.
sounds good.
I can do that.
Okay, perfect.
That'll be next time. So I just want to say thank you for I don't know. I was in a moment of just I didn't know what to do about what happened yesterday, and the first thought came to mind was I got to go on the podcast.
I'm glad you
I gotta let it out. I gotta gotta do this in the presence of people, you guys that can hold space for me.
Yes.
And that's different than I'm gonna go isolate and figure it out, and I'll hang in there long enough till it passes, and then I figured it out. And then an hour later I come back and it's like, well, I can't stay in my room all day.
Yeah.
But I can keep people away from me.
I'm excited for the people who watch this, Daniel, what you've exemplified for them and what we've exemplified for them, and instill hope and light into the world. Wow. Wow. Very powerful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Cool.
Well, our time is coming to an end here, so thank you. I want to add my thanks to you, Dan, and just observe that that impulse that you had yesterday is also evidence of a corner turned, because have that impulse to heal in the presence of others instead of through gritting our teeth and believing that beatings will continue till morale improves, is sign of shift that John was talking about earlier, and to allow or to open up that instinct that my healing occurs only in the presence of others who love me and whose love will then be part of my healing. That's what I want. That's where I intend to go. And so I thank you for that. And as always, John, the last word is wow, and I don't know that you're going to be able to improve on that.
Wow. It's like, wow.
Yeah, they're all caps. I see all caps coming out.
All
Big
caps.
letters. Wow. Yeah.
A few exclamation marks.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, guys.
All right.
So thanks. Before we wrap up, I want to ask those of you who are watching this podcast to hit that subscribe button on YouTube and help us build our audience. Please feel free to forward the link to any of your friends. Anybody who is that is looking for relief from his or her own self-oppression and self-violence. And also, if you'd like to participate in any of the meetings that the gentlemen here participate in and facilitate, stay tuned at the end of the podcast. You'll see when those meetings are. They're all on Zoom, and you can contact me or John. The email address is there, and we'll be happy to send you an invitation to any of the meetings that you might find time for. So until next week, thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Marty.
John.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
See you at the next one.
You got it.